Good morning, everybody. Let's go. That market just opened about 1 minute ago. We're starting to see stocks go crazy this morning. Starting to see some recover up a little bit like the SPY. Although, now that the market opened, we're starting to see a move lower once again. You get that music a little quieter there. Hope everybody's having a good morning so far, though. Wow. Going and switching over to some of the Mag 7 stocks. Apple falling back down, actually. Back under 230, which I found to be pretty interesting. We got Microsoft down as well. Uh-oh, the trading view charts are lagging. Not good there. It better not start lagging on me. Microsoft. Let's see. Amazon really quick. Meta's been recovering up very well this morning. Back up to 476 pretty much. They closed yesterday down around 460, so that's a pretty big recovery there. Domino's dropped. DPZ. I normally never look at them. Did they report earnings? Weird, yeah. I didn't even remember that they reported. Not the biggest company ever, but pretty big. I should say not the most popular stock, but look at the daily drop. Yeah, now that makes it look even worse when you look at it on a daily. Now it's brutal. Palantir sitting right around $29 to $30. Not bad, but not great either. On that daily chart, they are consolidating like crazy on Palantir. The stock is just stuck up here. You can tell that. What was your level for Apple in last night's video again? Let's go look. AAPL. I'm pretty sure I was looking at like 226.80, 227 to the downside. Now, if you're talking about the level that was on Bookmap, that level was up around 231 to 232. Is right where that was. Let me pull up the Bookmap again. It'll be there. I had the Bookmap open, but I had to close it because it was, I had like 20 tickers and it told me some bullshit about the RAM and I need to allocate more RAM to it. I only have 64 gigs of RAM. I gotta allocate like more than 8 to this. That's nuts. It's nuts that sometimes Bookmap uses like 10 gigs of RAM or more. Like, it just doesn't seem like it should use that much. Maybe they have some coding issues. I don't know. Let me update those. What are you guys looking at this morning? Definitely let me know. What was expected to happen to TSM after the earnings? What do you mean? Let me see TSM real quick. They're not moving a lot here. I don't think that any movement's necessarily expected. I think that we'll have to see how the market reacts. Savage coming in with the dub again, man. Thanks for the help yesterday with coin. Hit the spot with 260 profit at 9:31 this morning. Let's go. 0930. Coming in with the military time. I like it. Let's go. Nice one, Savage. I like to hear that. You know what that means? That means we got to get some claps going on here. Yeah, definitely dubs in the chat for Savage. That's for sure. Great job. 260 profit on it. Not bad. Coinbase. Started coming back off that dip a little bit. Came to retest that 254 resistance. It actually hit and dropped back down. Andre says, any app or platform you recommend for trading? I really like TradingView for the charts. So if you're going to be charting, man, TradingView is awesome. Really like to hear that. But for an overall platform, I still really like Thinkorswim. I also like TradeStation. And I've used it, but it's been a long time. Interactive Brokers is also pretty good. I would recommend those three. I'm not a huge fan of like Webull or Robinhood. If I had to pick, I would choose Webull over Robinhood. They're not terrible, but still not like the best, you know. I know some people like the pretty colors and the how Robinhood is for kind of like, you know, kind of for dummies. So I don't know how else to explain it. Robinhood's so easy to use that it's kind of dumb, you know. A lot of people like it because it's not too complicated. But, I mean, like, let's be real here, guys. Like, get all the tools you can. Just put 2 hours into learning the platform, you know. Robinhood's for the people who can't put in any work. They can't even watch a video, you know. Savage says stay away from TOS. Yeah, Savage had some issues. Every platform goes down every once in a while, but whenever Thinkorswim went down, that was pretty rough a little while ago. Let's go look at Kraft today. I saw Sean post a picture of some ketchup, and here we go. KHC coming alive above $34 with another good move again today. Let's get it. Hell yeah. Catch up, Sean said. Hell yeah. What's up, Cornish? Zom moving well also? Hell yeah, Zom is actually bouncing off support. 117.60, not too bad at all. Oxy's coming back alive as well. Love to see the oil moving. Let's look at crude futures here. This morning, crude actually fell down, so kind of weird. Beans. Happy round one of the open. The open. I'm curious what kind of scores we're going to see posted here. I saw JT was leading the way so far. As long as the leader stays like 3 over, or 3 under, I mean, I don't mind that. That's showing a pretty hard course, right? Seems like it's playing hard today, isn't it, Sean? Phil has to wear joggers because he got beat by Grant Horvat. No way. Is Phil somebody that doesn't wear joggers very often? Because I know a lot of these golfers now, they wear these tight jogger pants. I'm not a big fan of those. I won't ever get caught with those on the golf course. I don't know what it is with joggers, but I can't stand how my ankles aren't covered up. I just can't stand it. Yeah, so it's real windy there right now. Royal Troon. Never even heard of that one, but it's cool how Kepka gets to play. QQQ starting to fall back off a little bit. Starting to see some more selling come in here to the market. Nothing too crazy yet. The market did just open, but are seeing a little bit of selling pressure. Watching Disney a little bit today. Holding around support. They're kind of going flat here. Moving like off the 97 support. Maybe like 96.50 as well. Pretty good area here. You can see a little hold on Disney. Looking at the daily, it filled the gap on the dip and found some support, but nothing too crazy. Right now, just a lot of flatness. It'd be nice to start to see a better recovery up and out of here, than maybe get some opportunities back to resistance, but consolidation, yeah. Quite a bit on Disney, that's for sure. A lot over the past couple weeks. Back to the SPY. Starting to test its low of day here again. Looking at the 1 minute. Getting fairly close, so watch that as support. I'm sure a lot of people will be looking to buy the dip up on that, but just be careful. The market's been a little weird the past couple days. Microsoft fell off a cliff at open. Let's do the 4-chart setup today. Bring it back up. Man, Tesla just broke under 250, guys. Possible opportunity on that 250 break. It's to the downside, though, not the way people really want. Man, what a bad 4 charts here. Don't like to see that. Apple's holding under 230 right now. Man, Tessie breaking 250 is rough. I have minor support right around 248 where it's bouncing, and another support down around 246, but 248 is going to be pretty big on Tesla. If we go over to the book map, you can see that here. 248 just got hit. Wiped out the buyers that were there. Definitely watching 246 as the most major level coming up next. Look at those sellers up here on Tessie. Holy shit. It's not like the most shares I've ever seen on Tesla, but you know, we're talking about like 50,000 shares between like 250, 350, and 254. It's just that it's spread out right there across that 50 cents, so it looks like a huge spot, even though it's really like 3 different spots, but it appears as one huge one. There's almost as many shares stacked up at 253 as well, so Philippines waiting on Tesla to go to 148 or 248 they meant. There it goes. Not looking very good here. Gonna have to bring up the watch list today. See some of those smaller cap stocks. You know, Intel's one that just keeps doing so well in the short term. Gotta keep watching Intel. They just keep powering through lately. They're one of the stocks being rotated into, it seems like. HIMS is another one. It seems like every day that the market has dropped lately, HIMS is flying. Getting a lot of these stocks like Enphase that have been moving a lot lately as well. They're not doing too much today yet, but that could be a sector to watch. Yeah, so Demir, if you're looking at the book map like that, yeah, essentially you can tell if they get bought or filled, we'll say, or liquidated. We'll just say, to make it easy, we'll say that they get filled. And you can tell like when the fills happen based off of those volume dots. So like if we're looking at this right here, this red line at 248, see how there was like 25,000 shares stacked there? It's like 25791 right here. Essentially, the way you know that it gets filled is whenever you look at that volume dot, you see like 17,000 volume like hit in that moment, and then it wipes out that line. That's how you know it gets filled. There is situations where people will throw orders out there, and then they'll take the orders away without them actually getting filled. So, you know, you got to just make sure that it does get filled there. And you can tell it happens where those big dots are. Kind of like right here on this dot too, like 36,000 volume on this red one. Wipe the line out. So you could tell it liquidated or filled there. But there's a lot of times, you know, you'll see these guys place a big order and they're just trying to scare other people out, and then they'll take their order away really quick. Tesla will bounce up after 246, I'm thinking. Philippines said. No problem, Demir. Yeah, it started holding that 247, 248. Getting a little chop around. I figured there'd be some chop around 248. It fell off a little bit before moving higher, but... Will Nvidia fall to 112? Let's see. 112, huh? In the short term, there's a lot of support here around 118 to 118.50. I think it'd be kind of tough to get down to 112 like today. Do I think it'll be at 112 in the short term? Yeah, I could see it hitting 112. I'm kind of looking for like a 110 test in the short term personally. I don't think it's going to happen today though. If it does, that would be a great move and a great opportunity, but we need to see more selling to, I think, look for that today. I know you probably didn't mean today though, nonetheless. AAPL broke 237, Demir said. Excuse me, 230. Yeah, 230. Getting close to 227. I am watching 227 short term, though. Maybe 226.70 you could count it as, too. It's just that low on the wick yesterday. It mainly bounced at 227, but that wick did extend a little bit. Continuing the bearish movement, though. Watching 227.50. Mason posted up a picture of Phil Mickelson. This is what he looks like right now. That's funny. Where's those joggers? See, he's not wearing true... He should be wearing joggers that only go to, like, his ankle. You know, they should stop way before there. That would be hilarious looking, but... He should have to show some skin. You know, do, like, the low sock jogger look. I would make him redo it. Michael said, Palantir, let's go. Hell yeah, Palantir not looking too bad today. It's trying to pop out a little bit, break out here. It is at major resistance, though. It's going to be a tough one. I miss Phil Mickelson. Yeah, he was pretty interesting guy. He's still pretty good, too. What did he come in? Second at the U.S. Open or something a little while ago? Or the Masters? Or not this year, but last year. But hey, if you guys are just now joining up, smash that like button. We're at 15 total likes. I appreciate you guys.
All right, all right, all right.
Hell yeah, let's get it. Sean said Phil's still alive. He's playing today. What? I thought that was hilarious whenever Colin Montgomery said something about Tiger. He said Tiger should retire. And Tiger said, well, I'm a champion of this tournament, so I get to make those decisions. Colin's not a champion, so he doesn't get to. Or something. It was funny as hell. I was like, ha, Colin Montgomery. That guy is from, he's a golfer from, like, Britain or somewhere like that, Scotland. And he's not a big fan of USA people. You know, he's one of those types of British people. There's a lot of Europeans out there that just hate USA, you know? He's kind of one of those. If you look up his past. Scotland, okay. Sean probably knows more than I do about him because he was more of a guy from back in like the 80s and 90s, I think, right? I grabbed a put at 474 tight stop above the high of day on Meta. Nice. You grabbed it at 474? That's like perfect, Scruffy. Scruffy, that was like the perfect entry. Beautiful entry there, Scruffy. And it just made a new low of the day. Not counting pre-market, but... yeah, it's badass, Scruffy. You like sniped that one. Looks like there's a lot of chop, but nice snipe. Boeing popped up again today. They popped up yesterday morning too, and then faded off all day. Go over here, look at TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors again. The stock was brutal yesterday on those Trump comments. Oof. Yeah, we had the Trump comments. We had the Biden talking about considering using a new rule, or not a new rule, but a rule to clamp down on companies exporting their chips to China, or chip making equipment, it said, to China. Nonetheless, trying to put restrictions on chips. They've already been doing that. You know, I found out that China, it was funny, I started researching it a little bit, because you know how they've already talked about banning chips to China, right? Like, and I was sitting there and I was like, okay, I was talking to Mike about it. Mike said that there were ways that China could get around the ban. Like, for example, like somebody in Saudi Arabia could buy the chips and then just sell it to someone in China, right? That's one way things are happening. Also, what's kind of funny is that some of the Chinese firms, what they're doing is they're simply just renting servers from people like Google, Microsoft, etc. that run using those Nvidia chips. So then they're able to use the chips still. They're just renting the servers from like a company, right? Like Google or Microsoft. It's kind of weird, right? It's kind of stupid. It's like, well, okay, sure, they can't get the chips directly from Nvidia, but there's like tons of other ways that they could get them, you know, or at least use them in the server case. Sean said UVXY bouncing around. Let's see. UVXY bouncing around $22. UVXY would be a main opportunity whenever you start to see the market really dip down. If you want to try to swing it in the short term, as long as you're making sure SPY doesn't break the all-time high, I think it's a pretty good swing opportunity, but you've got to really make sure that, you know, if the SPY breaks out above to a new all-time high, you just got to be careful and be ready to cut, because UVXY could get pretty bloody pretty quickly with it being leveraged. In the short term, I'm watching SPY on this blue trend line. We're on the third hit of the trend right now. It's kind of consolidating on it right here. Pretty good bounces though on here. Right on the wicks on the way up. Looks pretty perfect. Gonna be watching this carefully. If we start to break the trend and we start to break below 556.50, that's where I think the real downside opportunity would be in the short term. So watch and be ready for a breakdown. The shitty thing would be if that breakdown happens in pre-market, kind of like yesterday morning, right? If that same thing happens in like tomorrow morning and we end up breaking under the trend, definitely be ready for more selling pressure. The mirror said selling pressure is high on Apple. Savage looking for the Peloton book map for sure. Let me pull it up here for you real quick. It should just take a second to load. You guys will see how it imports the data. There we go. All right, so looking at it, looks like 405 is pretty big as a resistance. I would also just count $4 as resistance at that point. You know, you're only talking about 5 cents away. Then 485, 490, 450 as a little bit stacked. 320, $3. This is what we're looking like on the Peloton book map. I think $4 and $4.05 breaking would be a huge deal. Sean's setup today is hilarious. That's funny, Sean. You got so many things going on there in that monitor. Is it cold where they're playing golf? I didn't realize that they would have to dress up that warm. Hell, I'd be pissed. I hate playing in the cold. SMCI. Sure thing. SMCI on bookmap, $800 is going to be huge today. Huge level on the bookmap. Huge level on the chart, too. So keep watching 800. That'll be a big spot for a breakdown. Right now, it's consolidating back up a little bit. Maybe could be like a dead cat bounce. I would want more confirmation, though. 800's a big support. It's raining. The sea is angry. He's mad at Colin. The sea is mad at Montgomery for making those comments about Tiger. Hey, nice. Savage. SM bot with Microsoft for the win. Beautiful, Savage. Yeah, it's been a great move to the downside. I'm sure that the SM bot has been all over this one today. Yeah, been hitting on it the past couple calls anyways, the past few. Great momentum though. Down under 440. The hourly looks rough. I'd say that there's major support coming up close to 535. That'd be nice to see 535 though here. That'd be a pretty decent move. Another 3 points. That'd be good. Oh, man. Christina's listening to me. My daughter's listening in. Listen to that today. That's funny. She's going to be, she's going to get to kindergarten class when she's like 6 years old, and she's going to be telling the teacher all about stocks. That's gonna be hilarious. They're gonna be like, so what month comes after June? And she's gonna go, Microsoft. I love that scene from that movie Big Daddy, where they're in the store shopping, and they take the food off the shelf, and he throws the can on the ground and goes, Microsoft just went down 3 points. That was a good scene. Now I can't curse though, because she's watching, you know, and now the stuff comes out. IWM going up, Armando said. IWM. Yeah, hell yeah, IWM. Let's go. Recovering back. Moving back into the 225 range. Getting close to the highs of yesterday again. But great price action and movement so far since the market opened. So let's go, Russell. You know what that means, though. The small caps are looking good. Let's check on Square today, which fell off a little bit. Damn, Square. Can't quit cursing now. I'm gonna have to come up with a swear jar. Yeah, we got the Square. 73.50 resistance. Bouncing back down. Bouncing off 70 though, so kind of stuck right here. Let's look at PayPal a little bit. Pray for me for sure, Jane. My Venmo. Now that'd be bad. The Venmo. Go Oxy, go, Scruffy said. How the oil stocks, they still pushing? Nice, Oxy. Love to see it. Zoms coming back towards that high of this morning. Yeah, oil's not bad. A lot of consolidation on Zom. Oxy looks a little bit better intraday. Pull up the watch list again. Also going to look at some SM bot coming in for us here. Got Intel on the bot. Intel has been so great the past day or two. Starting to re-break the high of day. Watch Intel closely. New high of the day has been established after that little dip. If you're a breakout trader, you maybe see an opportunity here. Got Palantir on the book map with calls. Still moving back. What is ONON? On holding? Never look at this stock, but it's on the SM bot. Running up pretty well today. JP Morgan. Puts are on the bot. The banks were actually moving up pretty well the past few days, but today, JPM is definitely turning back over. Info systems. What is up with this stock? What's going on there? What is up with this stock? Oh, my fault, guys. TradingView did it to us again. I was like, what the hell? This is trading at 1 in the morning? Now, it put me on like the India stock exchange. Here's INFY on the American market. Yeah, Palantir. Let's get it, Sean. Just keeps ripping. 29.30 now. Getting very close to that resistance. That resistance is at 29.30. Gonna mark that on the chart. Let's look at a 5-minute. Great price action though this morning. Let's go, Palantir. Oh yeah, let's get it. Jane said, I'm hoping Nvidia hits 127 next month. In the next month. You're looking for Nvidia to recover back? Let's see on the daily. 127. I'm glad you didn't go too high. 127. I could see 127. I'm really watching in the short term 125 though. 125 is kind of what I'm looking for a resistance. If it starts to move much more above 125, I would think we could see a better recovery. But yeah, in the short term, this support here, very close to like 117, 118 is huge for Nvidia. It needs to hold this if the bulls are going to try to still play this one up. You do see a breakdown there. That'd be a good exit point, Jane. Yeah, 125 will be big. You could almost even say 124.80. Very close to 125. SoFi looking strong. Yeah, SoFi really breaking out. Let's get it. Love that move with SoFi. A lot of volatility at open, but once it started breaking here, had a pretty decent pop. Risk reward looking good. Beautiful play from last night's video. Hell yeah, SoFi. Push over $8 right now as we're talking. I might book profit if it hits there. I got November calls so that I don't have to worry too much about time decay. Hey, that's good, Jane. Nice. Really nice. That's good. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. That's good. Love hearing that. Did you buy into TradingView? If so, is it worth it? I actually don't. I don't pay for TradingView, Ariel. I just use Thinkorswim. If I need anything that TradingView doesn't offer me with the free version, sometimes like if you try to look back like on like a 3-minute chart, sometimes things will pop up and tell you like that, you know, it'll come up and say that like you need more candlesticks or something, you know, more data from them. But I don't pay for TradingView. I think it's actually perfect free. I don't have any issues with it. Then again, though, I also don't use a ton of indicators. If you're going to put more than 3 on, I believe you have to have the premium. So if that's the case, then then that's just the case. You know, you'll just have to do that. But personally, I just use the free one, and you also use Thinkorswim, which, you know, Thinkorswim does everything TradingView does and even more. So the big thing is just that TradingView charting is just so simple, so easy. The ease of access to everything is so nice. It's really good for charting. But if you use a lot of indicators, you'll definitely need it. Hey, no problem, Carl. Appreciate you. Thanks for bringing it back up, and thanks for joining up this morning, of course. Tesla sitting around 254. Come on, Tesla. It has a lot of chop, but it's slowly but surely getting up there. Come on, let's see 255. Be a big level coming up. Apple looks like it's recovering from the dip. Let's check it out. Yeah, it is a little bit right now. Definitely is trying to mount a little recovery from the dip. Getting close to resistances, though. Here's what I have intraday, like right around 228.60 and then 228.20 to 228 as this first resistance. Let's see if it ends up bouncing back down off of here or not. Definitely recovering up a little bit, though. That support held up in a pretty good way. How's that affecting SPY? SPY seeing some chop around the high of day. If we do see like Microsoft and Apple start to recover up in a big way, that could be something to really help push the SPY, especially with Nvidia holding up. Tesla actually just broke the pre-market high, and 254 still looking decent this morning. Come on, Tesla. Like I keep saying, slowly but surely climbing back. How's that poll looking today? Make sure you guys vote up in the poll. 64 total votes. Nice. Got a lot of votes on this one. We got recovery, more selling, and flat. It looks like we're pretty mixed between recovery or more selling. There goes Tesla. But recovery is winning, so I guess a lot of people are voting for recovery here today, rather than a big breakdown of support. Don't forget about the trend on the SPY right now as well. Pretty good trend if we look at the blue trend line. It's been moving very well off this one. Another hit again today there. Get rid of a couple of these lines. I don't want to delete too many lines, though, because they are decent supports. I'll have to re-add some back in. Philippines, Magnificent 7 is 30% under $5 is 30%. $5 to $150 is 30%. Cash float 10%. Got a lot of numbers going on there, Philippines. Rest one up 23% in total. Diversity works. That's the good thing with SPY, right? If we go look at the NASDAQ, or the QQQ, that's where you're like, ah. You're like, it's just all tech, you know? I feel, you know, there is a lot of weird sectors moving lately, like craft. You know, that's been another one that popped off today again. Not going to say it popped off, but it had a decent run. Big Cat, Caterpillar. Sean used to call this one Big Cat all the time. Yeah, Palantir still looking really good, though. I like the way it's breaking out. $29.50 right now. It'll be big to watch $30 in the short term. Yeah, investing smart. Just put it in. INTC recovery in the making, Ariel said. Intel recovering back. Let's see. Yeah, the big cat. Sean, during 4th of July, I kept thinking about you because I kept seeing all those black cat fireworks, and I kept thinking about that. That was funny. Hey, Jane sent out her notifications on Nvidia here. Oh, your alerts? Nice, Jane. I see where you're looking. Okay. Little hard to tell on the chart you sent, but not bad. Right now, Nvidia is kind of stuck. I like the resistance, actually. I hope that it hits resistance and actually falls off more. On the daily, I'm kind of a big believer right now that this is a pretty rough setup for Nvidia. I'm gonna look for and wait patiently for a breakdown here of like 118. Just looking for a big break. If that happens, SPY will probably break through the trend as well, and that'll be looking like an interesting opportunity again. Demir says, Tom bearish today. No, not necessarily today. Not necessarily today. Today, I'm actually pretty mixed, I'd say, overall. Very mixed on the day to actually slightly bullish today. I don't know. There's a lot of recovery going on. I know Apple and a couple others are red, but they're on supports. If I start to see Apple and Microsoft break below their low of day again by a lot, then I'll be a little bit more bearish. But right now, I'm pretty mixed across the board, I'd say. I would say the majority of the past week, I have been pretty bearish, though, but... How's Enphase looking? Falling back a little bit. Palantir. Still ran all the way up to 29.70, almost there. Tom the Bear, everyone says. Hell yeah, Jane, you got me. Man, Palantir had a great run today. Looks like it's starting to slow up a bit, though, as it got close to 30. Got to around 29.70, started pulling back. Just be a little wary of this if you're intraday trading it here. If you're into some scalps. QQQ turning back over a little bit. Uh-oh. SPY as well. SPY's getting close to support, though. We'll see if it bounces a little bit. Right around 558.70, 558.80. Pretty decent support. Now, Zom popping. Now, that sounds like music to my ears. Hell yeah. There we go, Zom. Keep watching the oil stocks. That could be a great sector right here. Oxy is about to break a recent high. Oh, yeah. Oil continuing to prevail in the short term. Really glad to see that. Oxy and Zom. That'll probably be how it is, Demir. You already know. That's funny. He already knows. That's awesome. Flush meta, damn it, Scruffy said. Man, Oxy just keeps going there. Yeah, meta is starting to flush a little bit more. It just keeps chopping, though, on the way down. Like, it's starting to point down. It's just, this is actually a definition of what I like to call sliding off right here. That's what meta is looking like today. Like, it's sliding off. For those of you that have watched the stream for a long time, you know what I'm talking about, but essentially sliding off is where you have a fairly established high of that morning. So in this case, it's right around 475.80. It's whenever you're getting like a lot of chop, but the lows become slightly lower and then the highs also become slightly lower like this. See, it's where like you're still moving down, but you're not just flushing. I call it sliding off. And a lot of times on this type of setup, it might get to the end of like this chop zone and consolidate a bit and then just have like a more massive sell-off happen. But obviously, that's not always the case. The trick is like catching, once you identify that it's starting to have the massive sell-off, entering there is what you kind of want to do. You know, you don't want to front run it right now though, because this is a decent support. And then there's of course plenty of times where it, the support holds up and it ends up coming back up almost like a little, you know, bull flag type of pattern there. But I'm kind of watching it, waiting for a bigger breakdown. I think that could be an interesting move for meta today. If we start to see a true flush under this 468.50, 468 support, that'll be where like, you know, bigger move down to like 463, 460 test maybe again. That'd be big today. Test 460 again. Demir slept in their car last night. Is that because your sister's animals are annoying or something? I'm just wondering why. Why was that, man? Hopefully not a bad reason, right? Look at LLY. It's what Mike talked about in last night's video. Yeah, LLY was one that he did talk about. Had a great flush down below 900 today. That was pretty good. Good flush down by LLY. Nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, that's a good move. Yeah, Mike's play ended up popping off. I didn't add an alert on this one. I should have added one. The house is too damn messy. Yeah, that sucks. That does suck. I'm not a big fan of messy houses. Okay to be a little bit messy, but I don't know. Not the biggest fan on it. Trying to find some news here in the background. Finding some funny articles. Some of these headlines just make me laugh. Like look at this headline, guys. You guys are gonna laugh at this. Like, can Boeing get back to its glory days? Like, come on. I just find this hilarious. It's weird. Back to the glory days. Sometimes the articles, the headlines have me laughing. We made fun of a different headline yesterday, didn't we? That one was pretty funny, too. Was it Mike or Tom who was wanting to get into Amazon, Sean said. Let's see. Are you talking about from last night? Because last night, I don't think any of us called Amazon, but nonetheless, Amazon's been a very interesting setup to me in the short term, that's for sure. I was looking at it quite a bit last week for a bigger breakdown. We started to see that happen this week quite a bit. In the short term, I'd love to see Amazon get down towards like 180. That'd be huge, but yeah, mainly I was looking at Amazon like last week and a couple weeks ago whenever it was around that $200 mark up here. I had drawn a pretty good little wedge and we saw a huge rejection at 200 and massive drop out of that wedge. That was huge right there. And then, yeah, just been watching it down ever since, really. It's been having good movement. Mainly yesterday was the best move down for it, but yeah, I look at this one quite a bit in the short term. Lots of good day trade opportunities on this stock. I love the way it moves. Good movement a lot of the time. At least personally, I think it's good movement. Manny posting up the big money play, FLR. Pretty interesting one. Little spread play back from May 31st. Thing's been exploding. It consolidated for a bit and just blasted off with FLR. Hey, Tom, did you ever watch The King of Queens? All the time, Demir. I've actually probably seen every single one of those. Actually. I'm a big fan of The King of Queens. Love that show. Let's pull up Palantir real quick. Palantir on the book map's pretty big at $30. 700,000 shares there. Pretty insane. Gotta go back to Palantir here. Palantir up 5%. Yeah. 29.80. 30 is gonna be a huge resistance, but Jane said that girl was way too cute for her husband. Yeah, I don't know that lady's name, but she's she pretty good. I liked her in that movie, what's it called? Old School? Yeah, Old School, I think. It's the one where it's like Will Ferrell and like I think Vince Vaughn, and they like go back to college or something. I was looking for that one episode where Carrie and Doug decided to buy a stock for the long term and thought it was hilarious. Oh, I gotta look at that, Demure. I remember like little bits and pieces of that one. I gotta look at that again. Yeah, I'll have to find that one. That's funny. King of Queens. Doc episode. Season 2, episode 12. Doug and Carrie decide to invest his Christmas bonus in stock, but they begin to experience market fluctuations. Yeah, I gotta check that one out. That'll be hilarious. Man, it's been a while since I've seen those, but I'm actually getting like vague memories of that exact one. Like them like arguing in the kitchen about it. Yeah, for real, Demure. People react so crazily to holding it. Kind of nuts. How far do you see Google and Amazon falling? Oof. Man. Goog is almost a 180. Yeah, watch out for Goog here in the short term. 180 will be pretty huge. Google right around 182. Of course, it's just the Class A versus the Class C, but... How far do I see him falling, though? Oh, man. I mean, they're already down quite a bit in the short term. I hate to say it, but, like, realistically, like in Amazon's case, I could see Amazon falling down to, like, 160 over the next, like, couple months. Maybe 150. That would still look okay on the chart as well. Yeah, that would line up pretty well on the chart. Ymir said, dang, SPY, dead cat bounce or breakout? Let's see. I'm not going to call it dead cat bounce, but... pretty bad move this morning. Man, tried to hold, and SPY's now going to test support, guys. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is why I don't like playing the recoveries in the short term. It hurts pretty rough because I bet a lot of people were trying to play SPY on the breakout right here. I bet so many of the dip buyers who were stuck to the upside were just buying calls right there like crazy. Hopefully that's not the case, but we'll see. Is it a rug pull? I would almost say it's more of a rug pull right there. Yeah, like someone pulled the rug at like 558.80 and just started dying. SPX puts would have made me rich, Jane said. Yeah, they would have. Holy crap. All right, it just touched the trend line, guys. Watch that right now. It just touched the trend line. We'll have to see if we get a little bounce back or not. but it just hit the trend. Man, come on, Spy. Pretty nuts. Looks like it's breaking through a little bit. Oh, man. Oh, man. Looking brutal here. Make sure you're not stuck in the calls of the upside today. What's up, Palmer? He said, yikes. $557 breakdown. Come on, Spy. Let's see what you do. You gonna break that low or you gonna chop? Probably chop, but I'm definitely watching it for the low break. I only lost 130 on that call. Tight stop. Hey, that's good, Jane. That is good. I'm glad you kept a tight stop there. Made $300 after losing $200 yesterday. Meta puts and Oxy calls for the win. Nice, Scruffy. Switching to the good sectors I see in the short term. Nice with Oxy. That's awesome. Hell yeah, keep adapting into those fun sectors. Throw you some dubs in the chat, Scruffy. Pretty good day. I'm glad the damn internet works today. It was working good yesterday. I don't know why it disconnected me. The internet was still working on Discord. QQQ selling off down to 480. Wow. The daily charts of some of these stocks are just looking so bad in the short term. Like Microsoft. Look at Microsoft, just the way it's turning over. The uptrend's still there. It just, the overall uptrend is. You see, that's the silly thing with this stock. And with stocks in general, I think a lot of people don't understand that. Is that, like, this stock, follow my blue line I'm drawing. Like, this stock could literally, like, do this. And that would still be, like, the overall uptrend is still intact. If this stock does this. Isn't that kind of scary? Take a screenshot of this. If this happens with Microsoft, I deserve a reward. I'm just kidding, though. I'm not going to try to say that this is going to happen, but the overall uptrend has kind of indicated that this is the move on Microsoft. I'm just simply showing that there could be a massive pullback and the overall trend could still be there. You know, and that's where, like, the bulls will say, like, yeah, haha, I was right. It's the same concept as people saying, well, stocks have to go down, you know. It's like, yeah, well, they're gonna go up too, for the most part. Everybody's all those, the told you so's, huh? Your reward is some fast food. I get a Big Mac, huh? Spy testing 556. Oof. 5.56 by 45. Green tipped SS109. Yeah, Spy officially just broke that trend. Yeah, the Spy trend just gave out a little bit. Big support coming up around 555.60, 555.80. Hell, just say 556. Somewhere between 555.50 and 556. There's been decent support lately. It's wild how Spy bounces. Sometimes those wicks extend through levels by like 30 cents or so. Sure thing, Allure. Let's check Microsoft. Selling off in a pretty massive way, down under 439, 440 just gave out. Yeah, I mean, it's selling off in a crazy way. We're seeing the turnover continue to the downside with Microsoft at like 435 as a target. Decent support there. It's a game of momentum, though. It'd be pretty big now to see Spy come back and test this trend line and resistance now that was support. Watch out for it to possibly come up and test here. It would be pretty big on like an intraday basis to see Spy come up and test that and fail to break back out, like come up and do something like this. That would be pretty huge. That'd be a good confirmation. How's Meta? Remember how we said it was sliding off earlier? It's still sliding off, see? Still sliding off. Just, we'll see how much more it can slide off. Meta's actually starting to form a bit of support here, but that doesn't mean it's going to hold up all day. Bears, they had us in the first half. Yeah, the whole first half of the year, that's for sure. How's the news today? So we got Biden news coming out. What are you guys seeing with the news? Everyone in Discord talking about Biden stepping away. Costco selling Apocalypse bucket with food that lasts 25 years. How do I pick this up at Costco? 150 freeze-dried and dehydrated meal servings. An online price tag of only 80 bucks. It's only 80 bucks? And you get 80 entrees and sides, 30 breakfast servings, 40 drink servings. What the? That seems like pretty good deal. 25 years on the shelf too. Man. Normally when I look at like Apocalypse food, that shit's expensive, guys. That's wild. Still watching Spy. It tried to come up and test that resistance a little bit right here. Yeah, that is a pretty good steal, Demure. Hell, if you guys don't have Costco, send me some money. I'll ship one to your house. Palantir pulling back intraday. I know this one was one of the hotter stocks of the morning. Obviously turned back over now, though. It's now down about $1 from the high of the day. A whole point. Pretty much gave back the whole run it went on. SPY's still sitting at its low of day. QQQ, pretty brutal as well. Man, SPY. What'd you say, Demir? We have one, but have never found it to be worth the membership because we don't eat out of many box stuffs, Jane said. Yeah, I'm actually with you, Jane. I got a Costco membership, and, you know, I went shopping there a few times, and I found some good stuff. A lot of the stuff, though, I didn't even end up liking, you know? I hate to say it, the Kirkland brand is very hit or miss. Yeah, I mean, it's the bomb for some stuff. I'm not a big Costco food person. But I do think that Costco has a lot of great deals and stuff. I go there for some stuff. Like, we have a membership pretty much just for baby food. I have a tiny full-service grocery store, and their off-brand stuff is so good. It is called Fairway. They bag and take your groceries to your car and put them in your car. Dang, Jane. What kind of grocery store are you going to? They take the bags of groceries and put them in your car? I know, like, Walmart has, like, that Walmart pickup stuff, but That sounds pretty cool, Jane. All right, here we go. SPY's coming up to test the resistance here. I have to see if we're going to be mounting a full-on recovery off of the lows or if we're going to see a good rejection. I would say anywhere up to this wick, around 557.30, could be counting as like a spot for it to reject. We'll have to see, though. The chop's been pretty real lately. That was a pretty good move under that support, though, for a moment. That sell-off from the high of day was pretty brutal. Dip buyer, SPY testing 557. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have to watch this recovery very closely on the SPY. Just watch these resistances. Go back to Palantir. Coming back. Mounting a big recovery. Palantir can't make up its mind today. At least it's up 4.3%. Like, I doubt they go in the red today, you know, being up as much as they are. Armando said, how long do you watch the market? Pretty much all day, Armando, honestly. I don't stream all day, obviously. You know, I gotta get some food in and different stuff like that, but do some stuff in the background for stocked up. Futures are selling off big, Jeanette said. Which futures? There's no way, like, ES futures are selling off. Really? Hold up. Okay, hang on. Futures are delayed for me by 10 minutes. That's why. I was gonna say. Where are you watching the futures at, Jeanette? Because be careful. They might be delayed for you. You ever heard of Erie Horn? Most expensive grocery store I've ever seen. No, I've never heard of that one, Sean. I know grocery stores are pretty big by regions. XLE and KO are killing it, Ridley said. Coke? KO still coming back in. That's funny, yeah. XLE looking good. Jeanette's looking at micro, E-mini, S&P futures. Micro? MES, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think that you might be delayed on those, Jeanette. I don't know where you're watching the data. If you're on TradingView, it might be delayed because essentially, ES and the SPY are going to have, like, the same movement for the most part. You watch the micro E-mini as an indicator, Jeanette? I wouldn't watch the micro too much. The E-mini, the normal ES is, a lot better, I'd say. You could run into weird things where, like, the micro has, like, low volume or something. Okay, you're on Yahoo Finance. Yeah, it might be delayed on there, Jeanette. It might be delayed. Because the SPY's running up. I mean, those futures should be up. Like, here, I'll show it on Thinkorswim. See how on Thinkorswim the futures are all the way back up like normal? We'll do /MES for micro. Same thing, right back. It's like the SPY. Palantir close to HOD. Yeah, it is. 2980 coming back into play, man. Palantir has been on a true recovery here. That's a big one. Tesla, too. SPY continuing to come up off that low. Man, ended up holding on support. It broke that initial support, but held on secondary support. Very close to where I had my support, around 556.60, 556.80, like we said. Yeah, that was the first stop. Ended up being a big first stop. If we see another big breakdown of SPY, man, it's not going to be good. I'm continuing to watch these resistances, and I will be watching them throughout the day to see if SPY mounts a full recovery or if we just start to sell back off. I think we'll see a lot of chop from now before the end of the day. SPY's up 0.06% right now. Pretty much break even on the day. I think we'll see a lot of flatness and chop today. Looking at the poll, 49% of you guys said the SPY would recover back up. 35% said more selling, and 14% said SPY doesn't move much. I would have voted on the side of more selling today. Nonetheless, though, 81 total votes. It's funny, the flat side's probably going to win. Pretty wild, though, price action short term. KO and Nike, my Olympics narrative plays. Coca-Cola's an Olympic narrative play? Interesting. Never thought of that. All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to call it here today. We have the SPY starting to drop back off a little bit more. Keep watching it closely. It could almost start to form a head and shoulders pattern. Inverse head and shoulders here if we see a good bounce back up off this support around 556.60. Keep that on watch. That's kind of the setup I'm eyeing up at the moment. See if it holds or not, though, on that support. If not, definitely eye up that low of day for another breakdown. It could be a pretty exponential move if we see it. Meta is still on watch for me as well to the downside. Still watching that one. I don't like the way it's sliding off. Continuing to still post like new lows on the day. Little higher lows. Or I should say lower highs. Sorry. It's like here's our initial high up at the top. Then we have like lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Pretty interesting. Same, I'm out, Tom. See you guys. See you, Demure. Have a hell bomb. Let's do it. That's awesome. I haven't heard that one in a while, Demure. That's awesome, though. Appreciate everybody joining up today, even the lurkers. Let's go. Of course, I appreciate you guys joining up and chatting so much and everything. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. Yeah, hell yeah. So you make sure you guys stay green today. Walk away if you're up in the profits. Don't feel the need to force too many trades, but, you know, wait for some of those bigger breakdowns, maybe some more exponential movement. Try to catch that if you're already up on the day. I like what the StockedUp bot just posted up in the SM chat. More trades do not equal more profits. Don't feel the need to trade every single day. One good trade every 1 to 2 days is all it takes. And yes, that's so true. It's very hard to not overtrade. That was one of my biggest issues when I was a newer trader. I overtraded like crazy. I had to trade. You know, now it's like the total opposite. But have a great day, guys. Appreciate you, Ridley. Thank you, thank you. And of course, thanks to the lurkers out there. You guys enjoyed the stream. Make sure you check out tonight's video as well. But other than that, I'll see you in the Discord. I will be live again tomorrow morning. Make sure you're joining up. Get those likes up tomorrow as well. End the week strong. Maybe we'll have some Friday funny stuff tomorrow. I'll try to find something for us. Other than that, though, have a great rest of the day, guys. See you later.
60% of the time, it works every time.